Good morning, everyone. So, just a small introduction. My name is Chechu Lasheras. I'm the digital revenue business developer in our group. I'm also acting as a chairman in the IAB Spain, and I'm here today basically to thank AppNexus for the invitation and also to share some insights about how we are focusing our digital transformation, plus some insights about how we develop our monetization strategy within our group. To give you a little bit of context, just to get to know a little bit more our media. So as Nigel was saying, we are the largest media and education business group in Spanish and Portuguese language. We're based in more than 20 markets, actually. And we have different premium properties as newspapers like El País, some sports newspapers like us. And also we own a few radio stations, basically in Spain, Portugal, Latin America, and we have a big footprint in the US market with our US Hispanics business. But I'm here to talk more a little bit about our transformation, how we led all this transformation topic within our organization. So basically, it was something that all the top executive team was aligned in thinking that this forward-thinking, long-term, was going to be ahead of the market and our competitors, relying on three topics. First, focusing on technology, how technology will help journalism, how we will be able to build up digital audiences within this strategy. Also, how we embrace change. Sometimes we won't be able to control that change, but we have to face that. And for example, good example is distribution. I mean, we have to partner with the players that will lead us to connect to our audiences. And I think another important part is monetization. How do we scale monetization? I don't know if you heard the quote from Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, when he bought Washington Post. He was saying that historically, basically they were getting a big amount of money for a very small amount of readers. The challenge was to reverse that, so get a small amount of money for a very large audience. I wanted to show you, this was an open letter that our chief editor, Antonio Caño, sent to all the staff in the newsroom to really force these three messages, plus saying that this was only a one-way journey and digital was going to be the highway for that transformation that we were seeking for. But go deeper about what were our principles besides this goal that we had. So first, we see this digital world as an ecosystem. That ecosystem is relying on a customer-centric approach. Understanding our users will be part of the value that we are developing. It will be key also to connect with these four pillars that you see around. So content, distribution, monetization, insights. It's very important to really get to know everything that is happening within our organization. But it's more important how we use several principles to link all these pillars. So outstanding processes, also not relying on best-in-class technology, but also why not having the culture on innovation that will lead us. And as I was setting up, the world is mobile, the world is always on, the world is data-driven, so we have to rely that new technologies are making even more fluid and liquid all this ecosystem. What are our main fundamentals that we set up? So, of course, we still have to deliver and to the best content that we can. But it's even more important to engage with our audiences. It's about getting the top performance engagement in the funnel down to the bottom. So we need also to focus on that. And monetization. How do we scale monetization? For us, it was key. Technology will be central in our mission. So if we want to really scale our monetization strategy, we have to rely on technology. So to transform our business, we look to these fundamentals in a very platform-driven thoughts. So there are 7 topics that we are trying to follow or to seek. It's, of course, cultural change, data-driven organization. It's a must. Relying on the best technology to really reach, serve, and connect our audiences. But also, we need the best processes. We need the best user experiences, plus, of course, the best leaders to drive all this forward. And not just that, we also would like to rely on partnerships, as I will be explaining a little bit further. But what were the challenges that we're facing, mainly on the monetization side? As you know, there was a big importance difference between how marketeers versus publishers has adapted marketing technologies or advertising technologies. No? So they've been more early adopters than what we've done. In this case, I don't know, just to share a small secret, I want to be a rabbit this time. So let me share that we want to go faster than what the advertising industry is going through. But we also know automation and technology will play even a larger role in all this advertising. But we need that speed, as I was saying, and why not living with this complexity? I mean, the environment is more fragmented than ever. And we have so many players that we have to decide what will be our partners to really rely our future. So let me explain a little bit. So our strategy, it's going to be a poker strategy. This is the re-poker strategy. So relying on people, it's a must within our strategy. So thinking that those people with different skills, with different kind of profiles will help us to speed up all this digital transformation is a plus. But if we go further on how we have developed the strategy on the monetization side, just go through another ACES strategy. How are we facing to sell more? So are we connected to the right demand sources? Are we increasing the monetization on our supply side? I think technology, as I was saying, it's a key. Are we able to sell better using yield strategies? Do we understand our inventory? Do we set up the right pricing strategies? Do we also think that we are packaging correctly our inventory to our customers? Are we doing the right forecasting? Are we doing the right predictions? So that's also something that we have to take care of. Data is about selling more expensive. I think we have to set value out of our audience. So getting to know further who we are talking to, defining the right segments that will lead us to really have a better understanding how to uplift prices in our market. So for us, data is another component to really have that up and running. And the last one, and maybe also as important, we have to be innovative. I mean, traditionally, I think publishers have been more related with the sell side. Why not going one step further and being in the buy side? Getting to understand a little bit more our audiences, having the tools in order to really outperform the markets using the right technology. So for us, it will be a goal also not just to be on the sell side, being on the demand side. And as I was saying, people will be key. No, it's not just about technology. Technology is part of our strategy, but I think people is even more important. Just let me explain a little bit. Tech sales. Are we doing the right thing to unifying direct sales with programmatic specialists? So that's one goal that we have. Are we getting tech messages within the sales decks? Maybe not. Are we educating all our sales force to have this technology knowledge in order to speed up this digital transformation? Something that we have to think. Having the yield specialist. So it's not just about optimizing, it's about to understanding our whole inventory and predicting what will be happening in the future. So that's something a must that we have to seek. What about adding maths to our business. So getting to know further insights from our sales activities. If we are focusing on a global environment, we need this to be pushed to the organization. And I think we were lacking ad tech specialists. I mean, I think we were good at having legacy professionals, but we need another kind of profiles with another level of understanding to really push our business up in terms of monetization. So just to wrap up, and before I say thank you, I think just 3 messages that I would like to share with you. As I said, technology will be central in our mission. Change, we need to embrace change. There is no fear about that change. And monetization will be part of our strategy in order to set up a correct balance. But relying on the right publishers and the right, relying on the right partners, it's a key for us. So that's why I wanted to thank AppNexus, because we built up this recently, but I think we did it in the right time with the right partner, and it will be a complete success. So thank you very much, and see you soon. Gracias.
Hey. I'm just going to keep Chechu here just for 1 minute. I just wanted to ask him a couple of things. Firstly, thank you for coming over all the way from Madrid. That's fantastic. But one of the things you mentioned there, using data to maximize yield. Could you just talk us through why did you choose YieldX to do that?
Okay, when we did the whole approach about what should be the right tool, there was no tool that would give us a global overview about our whole inventory. So some tools were giving just a view on the programmatic area, but we needed to have an holistic view, direct plus programmatic. We also analyzed the capabilities on forecasting. For us, it was a very strategic advantage. So forecasting, we cannot rely on what that serving is saying. So we need more information in order to push the right information to our sales teams. Plus, why not having the right algorithms with predictions? Just a small example. I don't know if you are football fans, but recently we had these European championships played by Real Madrid, by Atletico Madrid. This happened 2 years ago. So just think how much information and so much insights we could have got in order to predict or to plan what's going to be, although it won Real Madrid, but...
I think if you're from Madrid, you can pretty much predict there's going to be someone in the final, I would have thought. Yeah. I'd like to think YieldX would probably help you with that as well. No, look, that's great, but also, how does it help you, bring it back to the advertising for a moment, how does it help you then manage the various sources of demand?
Okay, so for us, doing it without any technology, it was impossible. Just using technology was a must within our roadmap. So, because we have a massive amount of inventory, so billions and billions of inventory and impressions, and we needed a tool in order to add these capabilities. But I think some other things that we consider, why not having the direct information from the direct sales? That was also a must. Also getting information from the orders that we have in our OMS, in our order management systems, to see what kind of overlappings we could be having in terms of what was booked. And also, I think when we are using so many sources of traffic plus demand, having an holistic reporting tool, I think it's a great way of pushing this one step further.
The holistic part is it's key. So finally, one of the other things that you mentioned was that the fact that AppNexus also has buy side and sell side in a single platform. How is that key to your strategy as well?
Okay. I think sophisticated publishers will be in both sides. So not just on the sell side, will move further also on the demand side. It will give us more capabilities than until now we didn't have. So I think it's great. But it's also, it will give us an competitive advantage, on the performance advertising. So the way we will optimize all our inventory for performance-driven advertisers will be key. So optimizing CPCs, optimizing CPAs is smart. So a publishing trading desk under our strategy is also a way of building up a new product, being innovative, but also having some businesses that we already rely on optimized.
Brilliant. So the seller is also a buyer.
Yeah.
Chechu, thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.